post-apocalypse or during apocalypse, I guess.
Yeah, I'm all there for it, but like I said, now what?
Yeah.
It's just like false promises. It's kind of what it feels like. You know what I mean?
Bring back the Snyderverse. Bring back the Snyderverse.
I'm there for that.
What do you think is gonna happen? Because he is supposed to star. We could. I mean, if you want to go into it, he's supposed to star back in the Flash. Not the Flashpoint. It is the Flashpoint, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the next movie. Or it's either Flashpoint, because I know they're doing Black Adam, Flashpoint, and they're doing what else was there? They're doing something else.
Because
Aquaman.
I know Michael Keaton's gonna be in Batgirl
And Flashpoint, yeah.
and Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck reprised his role
In Flashpoint, yeah.
in Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Which now throws me off because I'm
Same.
like,
I don't know how the fuck this works.
Because I'm like, is this now the point where they're gonna reset it and they're just gonna be like, hey, we're giving him one more chance, like as in like say farewell, and not end it abruptly? Because I heard Henry Cavill also agreed to come back.
I mean, it's just so stupid what they're doing.
Which I was like,
yeah.
What is that? Is that just for them to say farewell? And then they're just gonna continue with that Hispanic girl?
Probably, but I mean, I think they're fucking idiots. But that's just me. You know? They just wasted an opportunity, and I get it. The movies, they didn't make much money.
Yeah,
like they're always comparing themselves to Marvel, and how else can you? Because they're a fucking giant. And when your movies can't do that fucking money,
well, it was the production team, right? Production team, fucking.
It was more of the script.
Was it though?
Yeah,
wasn't Warner Brother also like just like on top of it, like just not letting the director do what he want?
It's not even. I mean, sometimes it's studios interfere for good reason.
Yeah,
because there is a vision, but just the way it was executed. I mean, it's Batman versus Superman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's Batman versus Superman. It's supposed to gross 2 to 3 billion. It's supposed to naturally do that. It didn't do jack shit. It just it was dead on arrival, and that goes all the way to. I mean, Man of Steel is for me is like it's passable. It's great, and then the way you did Batman and Superman, I think was pretty good.
Yeah,
it was more of a Batman film. But then going into Justice League, when they didn't do Zack Snyder's version, which unfortunately there's a lot that happened there, unfortunately, it really took them a step back and fucked kind of everything up.
I feel like, you know what it was? It's kind of like hypocritical because Avengers felt like an Iron Man movie. Where it was the sense of like where everybody, I remember at the time was like, oh, this is Iron Man. Like this is Iron Man. Like the whole thing where it overshadowed Captain America, and it was just like it almost made him see. Do you not recall those times?
I don't think so.
Dang, I remember that's what we all talked about. Where it's like this felt more like an Iron Man movie than
the first Avengers one.
The first Avengers,
right? Of course, yeah.
Where it was just like, and then Civil War, they kind of dropped it back because that was the big like what wasn't it at that time like the biggest critique was this is just Iron Man. This doesn't feel like everybody else,
and that's what people were saying.
Yeah, for Avengers 1.
I guess. I mean, I definitely do see that he is the centralized character for sure.
Right. So
I see that.
To have the Batman versus Superman, and to have Batman be more of the center role, and then people give shit for that, even 10 times more than they did for the Avengers one.
Yeah.
It's kind of hypocritical.
It is pretty hypocritical.
So it's just like, well, whatever.
No, and then if people are saying that, I definitely see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
I mean, like it is more of a. It starts to lean more into, once we start getting to Winter Soldier and Civil War, more of a Captain America, bringing in more of the heart of what it is, Mm-hmm. But yeah, it mainly focuses still on Tony, and first with those first Avengers movies, it's kind of revolving around Tony. Where now Captain America and Tony, and that's where he had this giant thingy. I think it was handled pretty good. I haven't had any issues with it.
The first one,
yeah, with any of them, like the way that they were structured. Because who takes the lead or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but I'm just comparing it to those two in the sense where it's just like,
oh yeah.
This one, everybody felt like it was the main star.
Yeah.
And then this one feels the main star. This one got praised. This one got shit on.
I mean, I liked how they handled Batman because it was kind of a Batman Returns. Batman's coming back, or the Dark Knight, I should say. The Dark Knight coming back. But it fell flat almost everywhere else. Mm-hmm. And it's Batman versus Superman. And then the fight was just kind of, it's a misunderstanding. It's not like in the comic, or even in the movie that was made from the comic, Batman, The Dark Knight Returns. where he's like, no, I need to stop you because you're fucking out of your mind.
Right.
You know, like there's a bigger conflict there that could have easily been done, but they botched it.
I think it was like it's like a good thing that fucking came too soon. I feel like they should have just done other movies before that, then Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, I agree.
It would have made sense then at that point where it's just like, oh, you know, he's going bad, things are going.
I mean, it could have all
Injustice.
worked. Yeah, Injustice, yeah. I think it could have all worked, but the way that they handled that movie was just not good.
Yeah.
And then leading up to the Justice League, we had to wait for the real Justice League movie.
What do you think they're going to do now? What do you think that's the game plan?
Honestly, what I think that they'll do versus what I think that they should do. I mean, I'm not a fucking CEO guy, but I think what they're going to do is focus on the Flash.
Yep.
All their efforts are on Flash, and then Black Adam and Aquaman. Those are going to be like the main figure,
the anchors right now.
The main anchors, because Aquaman's going to make money for sure. Black Adam, it's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's kind of like a money magnet.
Yeah.
And it's been a movie that's been talked about for years. I feel like that it's not going to break like a billion or whatever, but it's going to make money. It's going to put it in with Shazam kind of league, you know?
Yeah.
And then we have fucking what was the other movie? Flashpoint. What I think they should do with Flashpoint is reset everything.
Yeah.
Reset everything, put new players in places, make it a fresh universe, and then move on to what Lorenzo calls the DC Universe 3, a brand new universe. Where the Robert Pattinson one is DCU 2, whatever, is the brand new universe or whatever. Yeah. You know, in the movies kind of sphere.
Yeah.
Make a new universe. Ezra Miller helming the point. New Batman. Go for it. That's what I think they should do.
That'd be sick. I hope that's what they do. I hope they refresh it. I think it was really strange to have an old Batman. Mm-hmm. I guess I don't even know what you would say Superman was at that point.
The way that
he wasn't old as the same as Ben Affleck.
No, it was
Batman.
It was more of a
Superman.
I wanted them to do with the DC with the Justice League is referencing Darkseid. Well, they did it right in the dark what's it called, Batman versus Superman and Justice League. You see what they were going with it.
Yeah.
Where eventually Superman is going to turn evil. There's this whole thing that's going to happen, and Batman's going to have to kill Superman eventually down the road.
Right.
I don't think Batman and Superman had to happen. That movie had to happen yet, like we were saying.
Yep.
It could have taken its time to develop Batman as a character first.
Yeah.
Whatever. But Justice League should have been not Darkseid, but Wolfenstein is fine, or whatever the guy's name. But establishing Darkseid and keep putting those little things of Superman in there that he could turn bad.
Yeah,
and then every movie is establishing this, keeps leading that on. So eventually we get to the story of Gods Among Us. Mm-hmm. That's where it should have gone, and then reset the whole universe.
Yeah,
that's where it should have gone. But they fucked it up.
They should hire us, dude. What the fuck are they, like? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we could just be Josh Whedon.
Yeah.
No, not even Josh Whedon. Sorry, Kevin Feige.
Kevin Feige. Yeah,
and just pave the wave and just let's make a blueprint. Let's go with this.
And it really comes down to tragedy, man. Because like obviously, Josh Whedon's kid committed suicide. Or no, not Josh. Zack Snyder's kid. Committed suicide, and it's just like a lot of unfortunate things that just happened back to back to back. That. They just have the way that they even handled that was kind of like up in the air, you know. I don't know.
Last thing before if we get into it, I don't know if you have been recording, but you're gonna cut this off, right?
No, this is gonna. Well, I'll put this in somewhere, like either at the beginning or the end. If you don't,
I was gonna say not the whole thing.
I don't know.
It's fucking long, dude. We have more important things to talk about.
That's true. I mean, here's podcast number 2.
Oh my god. The whole time that ruined it, you know how I was telling you about the Batman?
Yeah.
Because this was just a conversation just to have to like fucking roll in. I picture Ben Affleck's Batman walking into it, walking out of the darkness.
I think that's a mistake.
And for me, I was just like where I could see Pattinson's and I'm like, I get it. But then I'm like, imagining what if it was Ben Affleck's Batman coming out, and I could picture the 6'4" guy coming out. The intimidation, and I was just like, and it almost broke me inside because I was like,
if you think about it that way, it will.
Damn, I was like, that could have happened, but Pattinson did a fucking good job. I was like, This Batman's great.
Yeah.
Like, 100%. This movie's fantastic. Batman's fantastic. I just...
there's some scenes like we were talking about.
But for me, wishes.
I don't think it's a masterpiece. I think it's one of the better Batman movies ever made. Mm-hmm. It's not a good movie. It's not a perfect movie. But there are some problems.
Is it story wise? Is that what you're saying? When it's not a perfect movie, story wise?
Well, like there's just like maybe more content, like small continuity things and director things that I'm like for example, we have. Well, I can't talk about this now. But there's
that's what I'm telling you. Just cut this out. Just at the end.
Okay, there's when Riddler's talking to Joker in the cell.
Yeah,
that could have been a post-credit scene.
That's what I thought. I was like
things like that. You know,
they didn't have one at the end, right?
They didn't. They had.
Thank God.
They have a teaser for something else. Like what's it called? A website you can go to.
I heard about that where there's like a decryption.
Yeah, where you can figure out things more, and I think you just get like a poster, fucking NFT. There we go. I look crazy now.
I'm kind of glad that I didn't have to wait though.
I mean, yes and no. It was already fucking long.
You know, I was kind of glad I didn't have to wait 5 more minutes.
Like either waiting 5 more minutes, definitely not waiting toward the end. Yeah. I think just like if you were gonna do one, that would have been the scene.
Yeah.
But there's like small little things. Like I think some shots were a little too long. Mm-hmm. What's it called when he's driving? The car chase scene. I think the car chase scene was fucking awesome.
Dude.
But there's some scenes where I'm like. It just felt like maybe you could have just trimmed 30 to a minute.
Yeah.
And it still would have been tight. You know what I mean? I'm really nitpicking, man, because there's like small little things that I think about as like things that keeping the consistency, the flow, the thrill, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think what they did was phenomenal, but I still think that they could have made like little things. And like I said, I'm nitpicking.
Yeah.
Because this movie to me is amazing.
Yeah.
But if it were to become like a masterpiece in my eyes, these are the things that I would change.
I got a fucking boner for that car scene.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Once the engine roared and I could just hear it accelerating, I was like, I looked at my dad and I said, fuck, dude. I was like, because I saw what the pieces laying around for the engine build.
Yeah.
And when I finally got to see the back of it, I was just like, fuck me, dude. I was like, I got a fucking boner up the fucking ass. I was just like, this is fucking amazing.
Same. The whole theater was erupted. The whole theater erupted. But like I said, it's kind of like leading up to that. There's a lot of things that I'm like, if you could have just done this just a little bit better, just a little bit, small little like panning the camera a little bit this way.
Yeah.
Because when Batman gets shot by the Penguin, he falls.
Yep.
Why? What got him? You know what I'm saying? He gets shot either in the chest or in the head, and I don't know what makes him fall.
The bar scene?
No, when he's in the rain, right before that car chasing.
When he's right next to Selena.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
And he gets shot by the Penguin.
I saw him. They're shooting at him, and it's super quick. But he covers his face. I know that. He lifts his arm up.
Yeah.
Because you can see bullets ricochet off.
Yep.
And then he drops.
But I'm like, that's the scene. There's like little things like that. Like, why did he fall? Right. I get it. Like, obviously, if there's a shotgun, poof, you get to see the reaction. Blah. You know what I mean? You get to see him down. Yeah, you get to see that. But that didn't make any sense because he falls on the ground. He's just waiting there. Like the bullets, we've established the bullets could just ricochet off him.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense to me. Did he get shot in the face? Did he get shot in the helmet? Did that leave him unconscious? It didn't make any sense to me. And then when the Penguin is walking closer to him, the car's on this side, and there's a body over here. On the right hand screen,
right next to Selena.
Yeah, so Selena's on. If this is the car,
she's behind the car.
Exactly.
And then he falls next to her.
Yeah. So and I thought as the Penguin, this is what I'm saying about like little things, little shots. There's a body right here.
Yep.
And when the second time that I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's the twin that she knocked out. But the first time I was like, if Batman's there and the Penguin just keeps walking closer to him, and then there's the next shot where he comes over and Batman's gone. I'm like, wait, wasn't he just there?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
I had that same like reaction too, where I was just like, oh, he's on the ground. I'm like, is he gonna?
That's what I'm saying.
Because I thought Penguin was gonna come up to him and keep shooting at him.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when he turns over and he looks and the car starts, and I was like, wait. Who's on the floor?
That's what I'm fucking saying.
But now that you just said it, that it's the twin that she knocked out or she hit, that makes sense now.
Yeah, but
that makes sense now.
And it only makes sense because of what we know before, but if they just shot it at a different angle, it would make sense that Selena is on the other side of, not even on the back, but on the other side, because there's a shot where she's still looking over, and the body would have been hidden. You know what I'm saying? Like little things like that.
That's valid. That's a valid point.
There's little things like that I would change throughout the movie, but other than that, just for confusion.
Yeah. You know what's also the one point too where it was like, I thought they were leading it was Thomas Wayne having to tell what's his name, Pacino, what's his Pacino, what's his name?
Carmine Falcone
to tell him to go whack the guy. Basically, you know, go whack him, give him a little whack. Dude, okay,
whack this motherfucker for me.
I thought they were leading on to him, like they were like, oh, the reporter was a nobody, the reporter this, the reporter that, the reporter was a nobody, and I was like, the Riddler is his kid. It is somehow his child.
That is my theory right now.
And I'm like, that's something.
Yep, that was my theory.
No, that didn't lead nowhere. And I was like, this is a true crime movie because it's leading you down past you think it's going to happen, and it's not. And I'm like, fuck you guys. This is awesome.
They did it right?
Yeah, I was like, fuck yes.
And to me, that's one of my theories, or at least another theory is that Riddler, as the accountant, figured out that the renewal was what the renewal actually was, the renewal fund. And that's what sets him on the path to figuring the shit out. They're like, I was an orphan, and this shit was supposed to happen, and you know, I'm working with accounts and all this stuff with finances. This doesn't add up, and then he starts to put it together, and then obviously he's crazy and shit. Yeah, that's because
he's a child in it.
Yeah,
and I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go. I was supposed to get a haircut today.
Why didn't you go?
The wait was like 94 minutes.
Well, it wasn't too far. You could have just got home, right? Don't they call you up?
No, I don't think so. Not great clips.
That's kind of lame.
Yeah, I'm gonna go tomorrow though. But anyway, that's why I keep fucking up with my shit.
No, you're good.
Anyway, there was like little things like that I'm like, we just need if we just changed little things, this movie would be a masterpiece.
When I saw the time frame where it was like 3 hours, I was like, holy shit.
And then
3 hours, I'm like,
that actually didn't bother me. I think some scenes could have even been a little bit longer to establish continuity.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you could even still trim out some stuff that I think didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like little things like that. But like I said, Batman Returns, it's not everyone's favorite. I know it's not yours. I know it's not, definitely not Lorenzo's.
Yeah, it's not up there. But Catwoman, though, I love her.
Yeah, well, for me, like I said, I love it because it's not a Batman movie.
Yeah.
I love it because it's about fucked up people in a terrible situation. And what makes it even better is because Batman's in it.
It reminds me of the Superman movies. Mm-hmm. Like how that wackiness is, how like Superman could go
the camp,
around the world to turn back time.
I never connected with those, dude.
To that movie, really?
To the Supermans, I never connected with those.
I was a big fan. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and they're really
anything
cool.
I had like cartoon related, I loved.
Yeah, and those Superman movies were really cool. The first ones with Reed, I forget what his name is, but they were really cool. But I just never connected with them. I don't know, like I never saw them more consistently. I don't know.
You were never in a broken home, watching on the movies. Now let's get into it.
All right, cool.